Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing the second unboxing of items I picked up in Chicago. This one's kind of all over the place. I bought a whole bunch of little things here and there, but we went to Fendi, we went to Hermes, we went to Dior. Am I missing one? Might be missing one. We'll figure it all out. So anyway, stick around if you want to know what I picked up at those stores. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my second round of unboxings from my Chicago trip. It was a day. It was an event, I should say, not a day, but an event. It was a trip of, I shouldn't say a lifetime, but it felt like a lifetime because I did so much in those 4 days, crammed so much into it. Sightseeing, going to these shops, it's just so much. So blessed to be able to visit the city, see friends, and be able to shop in these stores. I know, it's just something that not everyone can do, and it's just something I feel so lucky to be able to go and experience these things. I save up, for the year. I save up my vacation. I save up, time and energy and everything to go and do these things. And it's really fun to be able to finally be able to live into those things. But if you're new to my channel's about treating yourself to a little bit of luxury, whether that be your cup of coffee, your favorite fragrances, skincare, handbags, fun with the goods, as they say, but just making yourself feel a little better because you deserve it. You work hard, you deserve to feel good about whatever you want in life. And I often like these fancy little things. So, if you didn't see my last video, I think I mentioned that I went with a plan and I didn't really follow that plan at all, other than visiting many of these stores. So a lot of the things I picked up were kind of on a whim. I liked them, so I bought them, kind of thing, which is, again, very fortunate to be able to do. But yeah, it was just kind of like, let's see what's out there and I'll pick it up if I like it, kind of thing. And unfortunately, the things that I had an intention to pick up didn't work out, and kind of a bummer. But that's why I like going to this trip, is because I don't have some of these stores here local, and I wanted to get my mitts on them and be able to, determine if it was going to be a good fit and good purchase overall. So let's see, where do we start? Should we do an order of purchase? That might be the wisest thing. So first stop on Saturday was Fendi, and went in there with the intention of buying another poncho. Wore my Fendi poncho that day, and had a couple of ponchos in mind. One of them, unfortunately, they weren't able to bring in, and that was the one I was really, keen on. And because of the mechanism, it had a tie mechanism, I really needed to try it on to be able to determine if it was going to work for my body type. Because usually with the ponchos, you just throw them on and then they're loose and it's not a big deal with, being plus size. But this one, I'm like, this is going to be something I need to know. Is it going to tie? Is it going to fit me? But unfortunately, they weren't able to bring it in, so that was a bummer. They did have two other versions. One was one I was looking into, and they had another option similar to the one I was looking into, in a lighter weight fabric. Tried both of them on, and it ended up just being that they weren't, it just didn't feel right. I had a friend that, I was bumping ideas off of, and, after talking about it, it's like knowing I wear mostly black. Knowing that my wardrobe is mostly blacks, browns, just darker colors, having a light color, even though that was like, my thought was, oh, I should get something I don't normally have, and maybe I'll branch out and have something outside the norm. In practice, that would not make a lot of sense, and it probably wouldn't get a lot of use. And I think why that really came to be was my Dior poncho I bought last year. I've only worn that a few times in this summer. It's more like a swim vacation type of poncho. And yeah, it would get a lot of use if I went on vacation. I don't. So I only wore it a couple times, like here, where I had to go out, where it was a cover up of some time. So it didn't get a lot of use, and I kind of thought about that in the back of my head. It's like, well, I didn't get a lot of use of the Dior one, so why would I spend $2,000 for this poncho that I may not use as much as I use my brown and black one that I have. So with that, I did look at some other items though, and something did come home with me. It will be, in a lot of people's opinion, I think, frivolous and silly. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, I need it. And when I finally open it, you're going to be like, oh yeah, hello, that's totally you. It totally makes sense. So love the little bow that it comes in. So this is beyond ridiculous, and I like I said, I freely admit how ridiculous this is, but it's me. I'm ridiculous. So it's in a dust bag and everything. You're thinking, oh, it's got to be like some small leather good or something. Take a guess. I did show it in the vlog, so you do know what it is. It's a huge dust bag for what it is. As I mentioned, my cup of coffee. I will probably never use this cup because look at this is how much coffee I drink. This is literally, a joke. I was kind of joking. I was just like, will this fit? It will fit other. So the whole point of buying this was for the sleeve. But I laughed because I'm like, this coffee cup is so small. Do they make a venti? They don't. They just only make this size. But I'm like, I'll just keep the cup in my background, and then I'll be taking this out everywhere. So this is out of leather with the Zucca print canvas. Here they had another version in like a teddy bear, and another person bought that one on the trip, but the doggy one was the one that caught my eye the most, and that's the one I wanted. So that was my incredibly, I guess, irresponsible purchase. I think it's cute. So, it's ridiculous and silly. Let me give you the information if you do want one for yourself. But yes, it's ridiculous. But it's so cute. And it's so me, dogs and coffee. So I love it. So there is my Fendi coffee cup. I'm just surprised that it comes with such a nice dust bag. God, Fendi is nice with their... I have other Fendi items. I know that are nice with their packaging, but this just seems like a lot for such a simple item, but lovely. So I really enjoyed that. I did buy one other thing in Neiman Marcus. I'm going to save that for the very last unboxing because it's from a brand I have nothing from, and the experience was very interesting to say the least. So that's going to be the final unboxing, I think. We want to save that for a nice long story. So anyway, we're in there for it. Neiman Marcus is our usual stop on a Saturday morning, and then we head out to the other shops along Michigan. This particular time, we actually had an appointment at Hermes. So I mentioned Jeannie last time. She happened to know an associate there. So she had a lovely appointment set up for the group. And when we were in there, they had, I guess, several team members available. So we were able to, if we were going to be purchasing, kind of get assigned somebody to help us shop. And I got assigned a little gentleman who helped me with fragrance purchases. So let me grab my bag here. The Hermes. This year, while I had some interest in possibly another bracelet, and or maybe a silk. I just knew I'd already purchased the bandeau from LV, and I was considering the Fendi one still. I hadn't made up my mind yet on that I just was like, you know what, until I know what's going on there, I'm not going to even look at the Hermes items. But I did know I wanted fragrance, so I told him, I said, hey, this is what I'm looking for. And the funny thing is, some of these fragrances are almost harder to get than the bags. So I'm like, okay, so these are the ones that I'm looking at, and I'd like to get it in this configuration. And the poor gentleman had to run upstairs, come back down, run back upstairs like 3 times. And I was just kind of floored because they seemed like very routine items that they should have in stock. One line similar to the ones I bought last year are exclusive to the boutiques, but the others, you can kind of buy them in just about any store. So after, doing that back and forth for a while, he was like, well, all I have at this point is this configuration. And in all honesty, I should have skipped buying it, because you can get this version anywhere. And in fact, it's on sale right now at Nordstrom's. By the time you see this, it probably won't be. But this particular one with the colognes, you can get it at, like I said, Nordstrom. I believe they have it at Saks as well. So this particular pre-configured set, it's on Hermes.com as well, obviously, you can get elsewhere. But I felt so bad making it so much. I had wanted the pamplemousse, and trying to remember the other, I'll put the picture of it. So I'd wanted 2 other scents that were part of this range, but I did want the rhubarb and I did want the orange vert. So at least 2 of these I did want, and I tried the other 2 that were in here, and they were pleasant. So I was just like, okay, what the hell, I'll just go ahead and buy it. Again, I felt so bad making him run up and down so many times that I was just like, let's pick it up. So this one, I will kind of do that. It's got the Eau de Basil, Poupre, Eau de Citron Noir, Eau de Rhubarbe, Éclairté, Eau de Orange Vert as the selection. I believe it's $180 for that pre-composed collection. Again, you can usually find it at a department store and occasionally get a discount on it. So I could have gotten it cheaper, but at the time I was like, what the heck? I'm just going to throw the dog a bone, as I like to say. He did give me a couple of samples, very kind of him, one of the rhubarb, and then Un Jardin sur la Nil. No rouge samples this time. That's okay, because I have some. And then I got this set, which is, put this back here. And the bin has 2025 on it. Let me show you that. It's nice. So that's unique. I didn't have that last year, where they had Drawn to Craft. That's pretty cool. That's nice. I didn't think I would get something to commemorate the year. That's fun. Okay, awesome. I need to tie that back up and keep it as a kind of souvenir. Okay, so anyway, this one is the custom set. So you can do this in, I believe, 4 and 8 are the configurations that you can buy them in. I bought 4 last year, decided to do 4 again this year. And they're the small size with the dust bags. So this year I picked up Oud Azelan. These weren't all the ones I selected. They were out of a couple of them. Osmont Yunnan, I believe is how I can't read. Yeah, I think it's Yunnan. I'll insert the picture of the assortment so it's clear. Vetiver Tonka. Close up of these. And then last but not least, Pauvre Samarad. again, I will put these up on the screen with their photos. But so yes, it's this collection of 4 on there. And I just been wanting to complete, I believe there's 12 that are in this version. I think they're called the Hermes Essence line of fragrances. So I'm hoping to pick up the last 2 or 4 that are remaining, and then I'll have the complete set. At this point, I'm not sure I'll need a full size. The full size bottles are very generous, but I like the travel size items. Okay, last but not least of what we did, or actually what I did on Saturday night, right before dinner. A few of us headed over to Dior and did a little shopping experience in there. This was in the vlog. You'll see there was some protesting happening in front of Laura Piana. I guess for fur or so. I couldn't really understand what they were saying, but I believe it was for fur. So didn't think that was something I would encounter. I was hearing about other things happening in Chicago, but didn't think that was happening. So anyway, so Dior was our last stop for the few of us. And of course, wanted to pick up my little star that I love to pick up. And this one caught my eye online, and I knew I wanted to pop in. And we walked in, I think, literally right before they were going to close. Everything closes quite early in Chicago, at least in my opinion. 6 o'clock is quite early, even on a weekend. I'm used to things, closing early, but 7, 8 o'clock is what I'm used to. Closing at 6 is like a weekday kind of thing because of the businesses, right? But anyway, so we went to Dior, and do I have a place to put my item? Right there. And if you have shopped at Dior, you probably know, and actually most of the luxury houses put this item in this kind of shape of a container. But I picked up another Mitza, and it is a purple Mitza with irises on it. And I just thought that was a really pretty on that side. And then on this side, it's butterflies. And then on the back, it's the Christian Dior. And this comes in blue, pink. I can't remember if it was yellow or green. I know blue and pink for sure. But I just really liked the tones of it and just thought it was really pretty. And I think it's fairly new. I think it's interesting that it came out for this time of year. It seems like a very spring type of silk, but very pretty. And I thought it would go with several of the items. I have a card case that seems to have a very similar print from Dior. So I just was really enamored with this particular bandeau. We tried on some earrings and some bags and some other items in there while we had a chance. But this was the only thing that really kind of caught my eye to bring home. And of course, got my little star that I like to collect. So that was my final item of the day. Actually, I did pick up something across the street. I had them hold it for me. So that's going to be in the final unboxing. So you'll see the final thing I picked up, which was on my wish list, my 2025 wish list. I did check something off of that. So that will be in the final unboxing. And then you'll see the item that I picked up after Fendi that's from a house I've never shopped with before. And I want to talk about the experience there. So that's going to be the next video, because both of those are going to have a little bit of chitter chatter about the whole process and things with that. So those are, I believe, all of the items that I've picked up. I'm pretty sure, unless something's still coming in the mail. It was such a whirlwind that I kind of lost track of some of the purchases, which is actually pretty sad when you think about it. You go in with a plan and things just don't go according to plan. We went into the Real several times, and I almost made a couple purchases in there. They were lovely. I so wish we had a Real or Fashion File here in Oregon. It would be so nice. But we went in there at least 3 times, and I just really enjoyed the staff there. They were so kind to us. Just a great experience. There's also a new consignment store that gives to charity, and I can't remember the charity. That's all luxury, beautiful items. Several people found some fabulous fashion in there, but they had everything, all designers, jewelry, shoes, everything. It was a lovely little find in the 900 shops. So if you're in the area, look for beautiful little shops. So enjoyed going in there as well. But yeah, it's a fun trip. We'll wrap it up here in a week or so with the last 2 items. And that's it. So let me know what you thought of I guess these are my impulse buys. I had plans to buy completely other things, and these were the things that just kind of came home with me. I'm very fortunate to be able to just treat myself when things catch my eye, but they're all just special treats, and they're all things I'm gonna remember this trip by. So I'm really excited, especially that little cup that just gonna make me laugh. Just like not ever drink out of, because it's just said, I shouldn't say never. I might occasionally have an espresso or something like that out of it that much, but I just drink such big cups of coffee. It's just kind of an inside joke, so to speak. So anyway, I will see you on the next one, where I will reveal the 2 items that were the big spends of the trip. So I will see you there. Bye.